Hey, happy November. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's already November. Christmas is right around the corner. But anyway, what we really need to get down to is that I had a dad reach out to me and ask me this really great question. And he was talking about how his daughter just feels like she doesn't want to play competitive softball anymore. She wants to quit, maybe just play school ball. And he was asking for my advice on it. And it made me kind of think about all of these things that I wanted to share with you today about what happens when your daughter feels like quitting and what happens when your daughter does want to quit. Like, what do you tell her? How do you encourage her to stay? Do you encourage her to quit? What's the right or wrong thing? And I think at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong answer, and you just got to do your best. But here is some insight to help you navigate through that, and just some things that I have been seeing since I've been working with the girls in the mental game mentorship. So your daughter wants to quit. All right. Usually an athlete wants to quit because their coaches are super bad, okay? Or their coaches are mean to them, or their coaches are putting them down, or they're sarcastic. There's nothing wrong with any coaches. Like, I'm not pointing fingers or names or anything. Our coaches I have met so many amazing coaches, but a lot of times our girls get discouraged or frustrated or sad or want to quit because of certain coaches. It's just reality. Another reason why is because they feel all this pressure, and all of this pressure, it starts to get bigger and bigger, and there's more and more pressure, especially in the competitive softball world and in the competitive sports and travel and club and all of these things. And they're feeling so much pressure that they just can't handle it anymore. And that will make them want to quit because, and become really unhappy, right? And you'll have an unhappy little girl, and we don't want to see that. Another reason is because of failure. They're starting to really experience what failure feels like, and especially in that higher level of club and travel, they're not always going to be the best player, and maybe playing just school ball might be easier. But it's just embracing or seeing those failures and starting to have those sink in. Those are starting to become more prominent in their lives, which is another reason that your daughter might feel like she wants to quit, because it's just too much, right? Too much pressure, too much failure. The coaches are not nice, whatever it is, and they're unhappy. Maybe they want to spend more time with friends instead. And I would just like an underlying thing. There is a way to have a really good balance of social life and school and sports and all of these things. And this is something that we work on in the mental game mentorship, but we'll side table that for now. So how do we get your daughter motivated and excited again? How do we get her back in that zone, back in that little girl, 7 or 8-year-old kind of spirit, where we were just so excited to go play and have fun and enjoy and love the challenges? So how do we get her back into that spirit? How do we get her motivated and excited again? So here is what is missing for your daughter. It is the mental work, okay? It is what is going on inside her brain, inside of her head. And a lot of times we're letting outside things affect our happiness and our confidence, like the coaches. So figuring out how do we stop letting all of those outside things affect our happiness and our confidence? It's because they're going into battle with the same old mentality that they continue to have, and they're not growing and getting more mentally strong. She's not knowing how to pull herself up after failing, right? She doesn't know how to get through that failure, or how to deal with it, or how to figure that out and work through it so that she can learn and grow and be a better athlete. or she's not consistently setting goals or creating goals and then taking responsibility. I was gonna say radical responsibility to accomplish those goals. This is where the mental game mentorship comes in place. It's because we work so hard on our mindset, and we are so focused and we are so consistent with our mindset and what's going on in there, so that we can start combating what's those outside things like coaches and pressure and failure that's affecting our happiness and confidence, and shifting our mindset around and having different thoughts and different things that we're saying to ourselves. Because what we think and what we say to ourselves is what we believe. What we think and what we say is what we believe, okay? So the things that we're saying, the things that we're thinking, those all become our beliefs. And if we're saying crappy things to ourselves and we're getting down on ourselves constantly, and our coaches are saying crappy things or making us upset all the time, those are the things that we're going to believe, which is what's going to make us want to quit, because it's not fun anymore. And when we can work on the mental game and work on our mindset, work on our thoughts, work on what we're saying to ourselves, things are really going to change, because you're going to start to change your beliefs and what you believe about yourself as an athlete and a player. This takes a lot of consistency. It takes practice, just like a physical skill. The mental skills take practice. Visualization, positive self-talk, breath work, all the things you've heard me talk about, they are skills. They are mental skills that take practice, daily practice and daily action, so that we can strengthen our mindset, so that we can be the result, right? And the end result, what we want for our daughters is we want them to be happy. We want them to be excited. We want them to be motivated. We want them to be resilient and be able to overcome any failure and any challenge that they come about. We want them to be confident. And I asked a team of girls the other day, how do you want to feel? How do you want to show up on the field if you had one word? And almost the entire team said confident. And that is what the girls want. They want to feel confident. They just don't know how to get there. So the mental game work is how they get there. And just practicing with them and reminding them and putting good thoughts into their head, starting with you as a parent, is so powerful. So reminding them that they can do hard things and they are amazing and it's okay to fail. Reminding them those little things and shifting their thoughts and shifting what they're saying to themselves, and practicing that self-talk is going to change their beliefs, which is going to help them have more fun, be more excited, be more motivated. And that kind of player, your daughter that you want not to quit, right? That kind of player is in it for the long run. And that's what we want from these girls, from these athletes, because it's a long game, right? We're playing from when we're 7 or 8 years old all the way until college. And then whatever happens after school or when you enter that adult life, they're gonna take these skills, this mental game work, into their adult lives and be thriving, amazing, awesome human beings. So as you can tell, I'm really passionate about that, but it starts with you, and you can be the initial spark and start being that positive influence in their life, giving them that positive self-talk, giving them positive talk, positive thoughts, ways to tell themselves good things so that they can start believing that as well. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon.